I saw somebody share one of those little posts that's really simple. That's like, use this post as an excuse to show what you looked like in 2020 and in 2025, to compare the two. And I was like, 2020, how different was I? I'm off to get Stellan, dressed in my finest robes. And I was looking through old content and looking at how teeny tiny the girls were 5 years ago. And I was super skinny. I was super Christian-y. Oh, the clouds are pretty. I mean, I've definitely done a lot of work to being a better person, being a better mom. Not saying I've arrived, obligatory expression of I have a long way to go. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of go back and forth between what my goals were back then with projects to what my goals are now with projects. The distant past, the year 2020. Martin.
Hi.
So, what are you? What do you dream for our Surviving Sweden channel?
The main dream is just to be able to help people.
Oh, come on, Katie. One thing that I love about this is that it gives Morton and I an opportunity to actually work together on something. Because for so much of our life, we worked together. It was like all that we knew was being a team 24/7. And of course it had its challenges, and yeah, like any other couple that works full 24/7 together. We got sick of each other a little bit. Our styles of personality and work don't quite mesh, but that's also our strength too. That was the ways that we are different and disagree was always the ways that we kept each other from breaking apart. Or, he kept me from breaking. I kept him from being lazy too quickly.
Yeah.
So you might recall that I have mentioned that I was an actor for many years. And the point of that was, there's a lot of points, but it was about changing the world through sharing a message. That was how it started in the 60s, turning the world right side up. Because art can change people's minds, stories can change people's minds, and then, therefore, their hearts can be changed as well. So I didn't join with the most mature and purpose-filled purposes. I wanted to get out of Utah. No offense, family and friends in Utah, but the desire to travel, see the world. I think that's in a lot of us. So I wanted to get out. I was in an unhealthy relationship, and one of my biggest fears was getting stuck. That's what I always grew up thinking, was being stuck in a life that you don't want is what happens to a lot of people. So I wanted to go have some adventures before getting out, before getting stuck. And then that relationship did not continue. And I was traveling longer, seeing more, went to Europe, went to South Africa. But one of the things that I learned that broke my heart, one of the things that probably broke my heart the most while I was on the road, was when I felt that feeling that nobody can find it in their heart to care about us. Nobody wants to help us. We're all alone out here. When I couldn't find a place for us to stay, when people canceled their housing, and I was desperate to find others, or if I just dropped the ball and didn't plan far enough in advance, when nobody would give us an opportunity to perform so we wouldn't have any money to get to the next place. Everything came through, and I never had to sleep in the car or the van. There was always food in our bellies. There was always a place to sleep. We lived on faith, and faith did not disappoint us. But those feelings stuck. those feelings. One time I literally kicked a tree because I was so mad at God that nobody was helping us, that nobody cared. And so I just have this passion to not ever have anyone feel like that, because it sucks. It sucks to feel that. So I'm really passionate about this project because I don't want people to feel lonely and overwhelmed and stressed as they go through this transition. So the point of that Surviving Sweden thing was, it was a YouTube channel that was where Morten and I were going to compile information about being an expat in Sweden, coming to the country, making the process of the paperwork, making the process of the living life things, and helping people to feel less alone in that. Back in those days, we also did a live stream where we would read a Swedish children's book, and I would learn Swedish with people. I feel like it's kind of hard to look back on so many projects that didn't pan out to anything. But I know I'm the kind of person that I will find a project. I will make myself busy. I will feel like I am contributing to something good, something to help people. That's one of the reasons that I started making YouTube videos in the first place. Just being born out of my own loneliness and wondering if there were other people out there like me that wanted to connect so that we can help each other's loneliness. I'm obviously a very emotional person. I even see pictures of people that don't have the basic needs of life, you know? The basics, food, a place to sleep, you know, because also I've been there. But loneliness is just right after all of those absolute essentials. Like loneliness friendship is as essential as food, air, shelter. Something that can be something later. Like when I say that, I mean I know things take time. I know things don't just boop and they're successful. But struggles that I see with this is just motivation, being organized. There's so many details to be organized. Have you done the spreadsheet?
Nope.
We want to have a spreadsheet of all the topics that we want to cover. There's just so many little details that I think we're both kind of waiting for the other person to do. But Surviving Sweden, the YouTube channel, the Patreon, it just became nothing because I couldn't do it without Morten, and either with his schooling or something, I don't remember exactly. It was too much for him to do with me, and so it fizzled out. And I tried not to dwell on it or feel bad about it. I'm very good. I think I've mentioned earlier, at keeping myself busy, at that sounds kind of sad, but at tricking myself into thinking I'm being useful and making a difference in the world. Tell me how you really feel, Kate. I'm very, very thankful, though, that life has led me to getting more tools to deal with those feelings of discontent and disappointment. And yeah, my friend Albin from Rainbow Magic has been a huge, huge supporter in learning to learn from my emotions. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But in the fact that I'm turning 40 this year, and I see how many projects I've tried to do that have seemed to have completely been for nothing, I'm very, very glad that I have tools to work through that and to take that sense of discontent and discouragement and try and learn from it. I'll talk a little bit more about that in my walking clips. I'm talking. Yeah. But so in Rainbow Magic, I was taking notes last Saturday, as I do. I always take notes and look back on them and see what I can get out of them later. And it was, the thing that I wrote down was something along the lines of the way that you feel about something colors how what the reality in your life is expressing is how you feel about that thing. Just editing me, just slap in footage of reading the actual thing. Is life reflecting back to me what I want? The way it is going is an indicator of what I am feeling about that thing. And one question to consider in there was, how much pain do you have associated with the things that you want? And it's like, oh my gosh, a whole heck of a lot. There was months that Morton and I were both without work. And I don't feel like I'm cut out for the 9 to 5 or the 7 to 4 or whatever with 3 kids. With 3 kids that can have really big emotions and really big needs sometimes. I don't think any parent should be expected to do things that are just not healthy and not relationship building for family. Through Rainbow Magic, I've been learning so much about feeling what's in my body, like feeling where pain is stored, not judging myself for the negative feelings, the hard, difficult feelings, because I know they're teaching me something. They're bringing something out to the surface for me to examine and work through. And it's really changed how I even think about the word healing. Because healing, if you were to say to someone who is going through grief, for example, like, yeah, your grandma died and you're gonna heal. Like, what does that mean? Just forgetting the love that you had and not being sad anymore? Like, that's not how it works. You don't stop loving somebody. You don't heal. You just accept the new normal and miss them, and your love doesn't have anywhere to go. You can have that sense in loss anyway. And so healing isn't so much about, well, I have this hurt and I'm going to heal it. I'm going to push it away and it's going to disintegrate and I'm going to be all better. But like, there's a belief in there under the hurt that needs to be loved, cared about, heard, learned from. The thing that feels bad can eventually evolve into feeling that feels a little bit better. Like, anger can feel a little bit better than sadness. Sadness can feel better than apathy when you don't feel anything. Like, there's steps to getting to feeling the way you want to feel, that you're moving forward and doing what you want to do in life. So I'm learning more and more every day to treasure the feelings, all of them, to respect them and love them, and not rushing headfirst into the thing that is making me feel busy and making me feel like I'm doing something. I'm realizing and learning and growing that sometimes stopping, working on my feelings is the important work, not just the doing. I feel like my life is so much more been the inner work, the learning to love myself, and through that I'm becoming a better mom, learning to love my kids' feelings and all, not judge them, not expect apologies for things that are done with brains that aren't developed to the point of, knowing right and wrong. I feel like it's a lot less of a waste of time to do these things than to try to build a business that feels like it's like never gonna happen. Whew. So yeah, the more recent projects that have just perpetually felt like they were stuck in the snow has been finding more editing work and being that dream that I've had forever of being somebody that is a supporter for other creators, like inspiration, idea giver, encourager, idea, I already said idea giver, just a support person for that journey. And like, I just kind of feel like this resistance building up as I even say those words, because I'm so freaking sick of saying those words and it not meaning anything and it not mattering to anyone. At this point, I'm not even sure if I still want that anymore. Genuinely, I would just like to be comfortably wealthy and just be a mom and just be a writer and just try to work on having actual friendships. Just be able to be those stupid rich people that Morton and I have always dreamed we could be, so that we could just help everybody that needed it. And yeah, not even that much would change in our life, really, except for going out to eat more and ordering food in more and, you know, being able to do lots of fun things as a family. Being able to buy our kids nice new stuff whenever they need it. And it's not like things are tight or awful. It's not like I'm afraid for rent. Like, I'm not miserable. I'm just frustrated at myself for all the things that I have attempted that have not gone anywhere. So that's the thing to work on. That's a place to give myself love and compassion and give myself what I need. Abinid did this exercise of imagining that the thing that I needed to give to myself was a balloon. It was encapsulated in a balloon, like a balloon with all of the recognition, all of the love that I could just give it to myself. I hope that this video has been meaningful. I'm sure it has. I'm sure I'm not a unicorn of originality that is the only one that's felt this way. Like, just because I felt completely, utterly different from everyone else my entire life doesn't mean that these are unique experiences. So, thanks for being here. Hope you've enjoyed seeing baby me. Yeah, I'll stop now and I will give hugs. And yeah. Also, one last thing. Nostrils of death. Wait. I was just finishing up the edits of this and wanted to come in with a little update. So I was doing some inner work last night and I was just really releasing, really loving myself, giving myself validation. It was a very healing, conclusive kind of time. And today I had footage for an editing project for a friend for money. I had connected about an editing project for a friend a while, like last month or something, and had kind of forgotten about it. And he got me footage, and I edited a video today for him, and he loved it. And I gave him ideas for other videos that he can do. And hopefully that can be an ongoing thing. And he said that the video touched him, and he's gonna share me with a few other he's going to tell a few other people about me and see if anything comes of that. So I'll share the video that I edited for him on YouTube in the community tab when it comes up. And also, my collab with Nanny happened. Go check out the video I edited for her. We did a little exchange. Oh man, I had so much fun with that. Anyway, that's all for updates.
See you in another video. Bye.